All right, let's kick off this deep dive, and we are heading all the way to Juneau, Alaska.
Beautiful spot.
It is, yeah. Our listener is really intrigued by Juneau, wants to know, like, what are the coolest things to do there,
Okay, sure.
and needs some help figuring out, where to stay, especially because there's so many different budgets.
Right.
And maybe we can even unearth a few of Juneau's hidden gems along the way.
I think we could definitely do that.
Awesome. So we've got some really great travel guides, hotel recommendations, and I love those "what kind of traveler are you" quizzes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited to see what those reveal.
Those are fun. Well, you've come to the right place. Juneau's a pretty special destination. It's anything but ordinary.
That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, it's not exactly the easiest place to get to, right?
No, it's not. Juneau's kind of tucked away,
Oh, yeah.
Between the Gastineau Channel and the mountains, the Coast Mountains,
Wow.
it's in the Alaskan Panhandle.
Oh, wow.
And the fascinating thing about it is it's only accessible by air or sea.
Whoa, no roads.
No roads leading in.
That's why I have actually never been anywhere like that.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, how a place that's that remote can handle over 1 million visitors
Right.
arriving by cruise ship every year.
It is.
Okay.
It's a very unique dynamic for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, picture this. A town of just over 30,000 people,
Wow.
and suddenly this massive cruise ship arrives, dwarfing everything in its shadow. It's a huge impact, both economically
Right.
and culturally.
I bet. It must be a constant balancing act for those who live there,
Yeah.
trying to preserve their way of life while also, welcoming all these tourists.
Right.
Speaking of visitors, let's help our listener figure out where to stay.
Sure.
We've got some options for every budget here, right?
Absolutely. For those seeking like luxury with amazing views, the waterfront on Glacier. That's the ultimate choice.
Ooh.
Imagine like waking up to panoramic vistas of the channel. Blues and whites right outside your window.
Oh, that sounds incredible. But do you think it might feel a bit isolated, especially if you're someone who wants to be in the heart of all the action?
Yeah, that's a good point. For something a little more cozy and affordable, the Silverbow Inn and Suites.
Okay.
That comes to mind. It's got a great location for exploring on foot, so you can really soak in the local atmosphere.
Okay, cozy sounds great. But what if, you're feeling a little cramped after a whole day of exploring? What about something in between luxury and, budget friendly?
Well, if our listener wants a bit more independence and maybe a practical option near the airport, the Aspen Suites Hotel Juneau.
Okay.
That's worth considering. It even has kitchenettes,
Oh, nice.
which is a great way to save money and, experiment with local ingredients.
Kitchenettes are a game changer for me when I travel. That brings us to the heart of the Juneau experience, what to actually do there.
Right.
Let's start with our nature enthusiast.
Okay.
What are some must-do activities?
Oh, Juneau's an outdoor lover's paradise. You can't miss whale watching, for sure. Especially if you want to experience those magical Alaskan creatures up close.
Yeah.
Peak season is May to September. Humpbacks migrate through these waters.
Yeah.
And July and August, that's prime time for a really spectacular sight, bubble net feeding.
Bubble net feeding. That's a new one for me.
It's remarkable. It's this feeding technique that they use.
Wow.
They create a net of bubbles, the whales work together,
Oh, wow.
and it traps huge schools of fish. So imagine witnessing this synchronized ballet of whales, the water just churning as they feast.
That sounds incredible. What else is there for someone who loves that nature vibe?
Kayaking's another fantastic way to explore Juneau's beauty. You can paddle along these hidden beaches, like Ready Bullion Beach with the mountains and the glaciers as your backdrop.
Oh, wow.
And speaking of glaciers, no trip to Juneau is complete without a visit to the awe-inspiring Mendenhall Glacier.
I mean, I've seen pictures of the Mendenhall Glacier. It's massive.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways people can experience it?
So many options. You can hike to the glacier, have an up-close encounter, or you can do a kayaking or canoeing tour for a unique perspective. And if you really want to be blown away, a flight seeing tour.
Ooh.
And these aren't just quick flyovers.
Oh, really?
Some tours offer glacier landings, giving you a chance to actually walk on the ice.
Whoa, landing on a glacier. Okay, that's next level. But all this glacier talk has got me thinking about, climate change. Are there signs of it at the Mendenhall?
Definitely. The Mendenhall, like so many glaciers worldwide, it's receding at an alarming rate. And those flight seeing tours can actually give you a really powerful perspective on that.
Oh, wow.
You can see the scale of the changes firsthand.
That's a really good point. It's one thing to, read about it, but seeing it with your own eyes must be pretty impactful. Okay, so we've got whales, glaciers, kayaking. We're definitely hitting those nature high notes. What if our listener's more of a thrill seeker? Does Juneau have anything for them?
For sure. Thrill seekers can ride the Mount Roberts Tramway. Those views are fantastic. You can see the city and the Gastineau Channel. And if you want to push yourself further, there's a challenging hiking trail to the top.
Oh, cool. So you can enjoy the view with like a little less effort or earn it with a good hike? I like that. What about something a little more uniquely Alaska?
How about dog sledding?
Oh, yeah.
In Juneau, this isn't just some tourist activity. It's a way of life. It's woven into Alaskan history and culture.
Wow.
And you get to experience the thrill of gliding through these icy landscapes with a team of really powerful sled dogs, like Alaskan Huskies and Malamutes.
That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try dog sledding. What about something a little wilder? I'm picturing like bears.
You read my mind. Juneau's home to both brown and black bears. And, safety is obviously paramount. We
Yeah.
got to respect their habitat. But guided tours allow you to observe these creatures in their natural environment.
Okay, so we've got whales, we've got glaciers, we've got dog sledding, bears. What if our listeners more interested in history and culture? Does Juneau have anything to offer them?
Oh, tons. Juneau has a rich history and a really vibrant culture just waiting to be explored. You got to check out the Alaska State Museum. And I'm not just talking about a few artifacts behind glass cases. They've got these incredible exhibits
Oh, cool.
that tell the stories of Juneau's indigenous people, like the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian, showcasing their art, traditions. It's really powerful.
So you can connect with the people who've called this land home for centuries. What about something a little more immersive? Is there a way to experience the rainforest firsthand?
Totally. Go to the Glacier Gardens Rainforest Adventure. It'll transport you right into a lush, temperate rainforest. Imagine towering pines, delicate ferns. You might even spot some local wildlife along the way.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got whales, glaciers, dog sledding, bears, museums, rainforests. It seems like Juneau is all L about the great outdoors. Is there anything to do there that's not about nature?
Well, there's the scenic drive along the old Glacier Highway. It's a 40-mile stretch of coastal beauty, waterfalls, wildlife viewing opportunities. But it's much more than just a drive. You can stop at the Shrine of St. Therese.
Oh, cool.
It's this beautiful chapel with these peaceful hiking paths and incredible viewpoints.
So it's a chance to kind of like take a break from the car, stretch your legs, and maybe find some quiet reflection. I like that. What else is there to see along that route?
Another must-see stop, Jensen Olson Arboretum. Beautiful garden. It showcases all sorts of native and non-native plants. It's a great way to immerse yourself in the flora of the region.
That sounds lovely. But I'm sensing a theme here. Everything seems to be connected to nature in Juneau.
You're not wrong. Nature's woven into the very fabric of Juneau. But don't forget the food scene. Juneau might be remote, but the cuisine is fresh and delicious.
Okay, now you're talking. What kind of culinary delights can we expect?
Think fresh-caught seafood, like salmon, halibut, crab. You can try smoked salmon prepared in the traditional Alaskan way
Oh, wow.
with foraged greens, or sample wild game dishes, elk, deer, duck.
Smoked salmon with foraged greens. I've got to try that. That's such a unique combination.
Oh, and for a taste of local flavor, can't miss the Alaskan Brewing Co. They've been crafting these award-winning beers for over 30 years. They have live events in the summer, too, creates a lively atmosphere.
A local brewery with live music. Sign me up. So we've got nature, adventure, culture, and food. Is there anything else Juneau has up its sleeve?
You might be surprised to learn that Juneau even offers skiing.
Wait, seriously, skiing in a coastal town. I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's true. It might not be as extreme as some other ski destinations in Alaska, but Eagle Crest Ski Area.
Okay.
Over 640 acres of skiable terrain. It's more of a local favorite, about enjoying that winter wonderland, less about conquering the slopes.
I love that. I love that they also have the Eagle Crest Foundation.
Yeah.
That helps local youth get involved in like skiing and winter sports.
It's a fantastic...
So we've covered a lot of ground here. It's clear that Juneau is much more than just glaciers, although those are definitely a major draw. There's history, culture, wildlife, amazing food, even skiing.
It really does have it all. It's this destination that blends adventure, nature, and cultural immersion all in one.
This deep dive has definitely got me thinking about what kind of experience I'd want to have in Juneau. What stands out most to you so far?
For me, it's that feeling of remoteness, that chance to really connect with nature And I'm still thinking about that bubble net feeding we talked about.
Right. It sounds incredible.
It is, and it makes me wonder, how exactly does that work? Maybe we can explore that a bit further.
I'm in. Let's do it. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper into this bubble net feeding.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of like a nature documentary.
It really is. So picture this. A group of humpbacks, they're working together
Okay.
to round up like huge schools of fish, herring, krill, things like that, and they kind of drive them up towards the surface. And then they use a combination of vocalizations and movements to create this net
Okay.
of bubbles, and it traps the fish inside.
So it's like a team effort. These whales are coordinating their movements to like trap their prey.
Exactly. It's this incredible display of communication and cooperation. And once the fish are trapped, the whales all lunge upwards
Wow.
through the center of the bubble net, mouths wide open, scooping up tons of food.
That's amazing. It's incredible how these massive creatures can work together so effectively. Speaking of teamwork, didn't our sources mention something about fishing being a big deal in Juneau?
Big time. Whether you're an experienced angler or just want to try your luck, Juneau's got some fantastic fishing experiences. For those seeking a real adventure, you got deep-sea fishing charters. You can reel in salmon, halibut, all sorts of prized catches.
Deep sea fishing in Alaska, that's definitely on my bucket list. I've always wanted to like see what it's like to battle it out with a giant halibut.
It's an experience, that's for sure.
I bet. What if, you're not really into deep sea fishing? Is there something a bit more, laid back?
Oh, absolutely. Plenty of rivers and creeks where you can rent equipment
Okay.
and just enjoy a peaceful day of fishing, surrounded by gorgeous scenery.
Okay, so we've got options for like the adrenaline junkie and the like chill nature lover.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned the old Glacier Highway earlier, and I'm curious to learn more.
Yeah.
Is it really worth the drive?
It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. It winds along the coast. You get these breathtaking views of mountains, forests,
Wow.
the channel. And it's got hidden gems like the Shrine of St. Therese,
Okay.
which is this beautiful chapel with these hiking paths, lead to these amazing viewpoints overlooking the water.
So it's a chance to get out of the car, stretch your legs, enjoy the scenery. Perfect for a road trip. What else is there to see along this route?
If you're into plants or just appreciate nature's beauty, check out the Jensen Olson Arboretum. It showcases a diverse collection of plants, both native and non-native, a glimpse into the region's unique flora.
That sounds like a peaceful oasis amidst all the rugged wilderness. What about hiking opportunities for our listener who's looking for a bit more of a challenge?
Oh, you're in luck. The Herbert Glacier Trailhead is also along the old Glacier Highway, considered one of the best hikes in the area.
Really?
Yeah, you get incredible views of the glacier and the surrounding wilderness. You can really immerse yourself in the raw beauty of Alaska.
So you've got history, culture, breathtaking scenery, and now challenging hiking trails.
Yep.
The old Glacier Highway seems like a must-do for anyone visiting Juneau. It's amazing how much this one route has to offer.
Yeah.
But all this hiking talk is making me hungry. We talked about seafood and wild game, but can we get a little more specific? What are some must-try restaurants in Juneau?
Oh, for sure. For that true Alaskan experience, can't miss Tracy's King Crab Shack. Local institution known for its incredibly fresh, flavorful king crab legs.
Whoa.
They even have these giant king crab buckets, perfect for sharing.
King crab buckets. Now you're talking. I've always wanted to try Alaskan crab. What about something a little more upscale?
If you're looking for a refined dining experience with a focus on fresh, seasonal ingredients, Salt is a great option. They specialize in Alaskan seafood and wild game, prepared with, like, a modern twist.
Salt, that name's intriguing. It sounds like they're really showcasing the unique flavors of Alaska. What about something a little more casual, maybe with like a local vibe?
The Hangar on the Wharf is a popular spot, both for locals and visitors. Classic pub fare, great selection of craft beer, all with a stunning waterfront view.
A waterfront pub with good food and craft beer.
It's the best of both worlds.
Sounds like the perfect place to unwind after a day of exploring. But we can't forget about dessert.
Oh, right?
What does Juneau have to offer our sweet tooth?
Well, they have some unique dessert options for sure. There's Kappa, which is this artisanal ice cream shop. They're known for their small batch ice cream made with local ingredients. You can find like classic flavors, but also some more adventurous options. Spruce tip, fireweed honey.
Spruce tip ice cream.
Yeah.
That's a new one. I'm definitely intrigued. And fireweed honey sounds amazing. What about something a little more classic? Does Juneau have a good pie shop?
You are in luck. Pie in the Sky is a local favorite. for their homemade pies. They've got a wide variety of flavors, from classic apple to rhubarb crumble, marionberry.
Okay, so we've got savory dishes, sweet treats, craft beer, waterfront views. It's safe to say that Juneau's culinary scene is just as diverse and impressive as its natural wonders.
Absolutely. It reflects the heart and soul of Alaska, highlighting those fresh local ingredients
Yeah.
and the creativity of the people who call this place home.
Now, we talked about skiing at Eagle Crest. What are some other winter activities Juneau offers? I imagine it's quite a different experience in the colder months.
Juneau transforms into this winter wonderland when the snow falls.
What?
Besides skiing, you can go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. There are tons of trails around the city
Oh, nice.
where you can enjoy the peace and quiet of the winter forest.
Snowshoeing and cross-country skiing sound like the perfect way to experience, like, the serenity of winter. But what if our listener is looking for something a little more adventurous? Something with a little bit more oomph.
Well, there's always ice climbing.
Whoa!
Several guided tours that'll take you to these frozen waterfalls and ice formations,
Wow.
where you can learn the basics of ice climbing. It's a challenge, both physically and mentally.
Ice climbing, wow. That sounds intense. I can only imagine the views from those frozen waterfalls must be incredible.
Breathtaking. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights in Juneau, that would be magical. Speaking of magical, I know Juneau hosts several festivals and events throughout the year. Anything we should highlight for our listener?
Definitely. Juneau has a vibrant cultural scene. There's the Alaska Folk Festival.
Oh.
It's a celebration of music and storytelling. And Celebration, a festival honoring the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian cultures.
Okay.
And for those who love classical music, there's the Juneau Jazz and Classics Festival.
So there's always something to experience in Juneau, no matter when you visit. Any other events you would recommend? Something that really captures, like, the spirit of Alaska.
If you're up for a road trip, the Alaska State Fair takes place in Palmer, which is about an hour's drive from Juneau. It's a true celebration of Alaskan culture, with live music, carnival rides, agricultural exhibits, and of course, tons of delicious food. It's a great way to experience the heart and soul of the state.
The Alaska State Fair sounds like a blast. I love that it showcases, like, the unique culture and heritage of Alaska.
It's a fantastic way to connect with the local community and experience that true spirit.
So it seems we've covered everything from whale watching and glacier viewing to dog sledding and ice climbing. From fine dining and local pubs to sweet treats and craft beer, Juneau truly has something for everyone.
It really does. It's a destination that'll surprise and delight you.
Yeah.
It's the perfect blend of adventure, nature, and that cultural immersion.
This deep dive has really painted a vivid picture of Juneau for me. What stands out most to you?
For me, it's that sense of community, that strong connection to nature that you just find in Juneau.
I totally agree. It's a place where you can truly disconnect from, like, the hustle and bustle of everyday life, reconnect with yourself and the natural world. It's a destination that will stay with you long after you've left.
It's funny. We started this deep dive talking about all these amazing activities and attractions.
Yeah.
But what's really sticking with me is that feeling you just described.
Right.
That connection to nature and that sense of community.
It's pretty special, isn't it? There's a sense of peace and belonging in Juneau that's hard to find in other places.
Exactly. It's like the city itself is just in harmony with its surroundings.
And speaking of harmony, remember that what kind of traveler are you? Quiz we mentioned earlier. I think it'd be fun to kind of revisit that now that we've explored all that Juneau has to offer.
Oh, I like that. It could help our listener connect the dots between their travel personality and what would really resonate with them in Juneau.
Right. Like, if you're an adventure junkie who loves pushing limits, maybe ice climbing or a challenging hike to a glacier viewpoint is for you.
Right.
But if you're more laid back, maybe kayaking on a peaceful coastline or just immersing yourself in the local food scene is more your speed.
It's all about finding those experiences that speak to you, the ones that will make your trip unforgettable.
Absolutely. And speaking of unforgettable trips, what about the, practical side of things?
Okay.
What advice would you give our listener in terms of packing and preparing for a trip to Juneau? Alaska is a bit different from, your average vacation destination. Right?
Definitely. One of the biggest things to remember is that the weather in Juneau can be super unpredictable. So packing layers is key. Even if you're going in the summer, you want to have a mix of warm clothes and waterproof stuff.
Makes sense. I'm just picturing, a sudden downpour in the middle of a hike.
Exactly.
You definitely want to be prepared for that. What about footwear? I imagine comfortable shoes are pretty important.
Oh, absolutely.
Ye-
You'll be doing a lot of walking, exploring the city streets or those hiking trails.
Right.
And don't forget hiking boots if you're planning on tackling any of those more challenging trails.
Speaking of hiking, are there any, safety precautions our listeners should keep in mind?
Yeah, safety is always top priority, especially when you're out in the Alaskan wilderness. Always let someone know your hiking plans,
Okay,
especially if you're going solo, and carry a map and compass.
good advice.
It's also a good idea to pack extra water and snacks, even if you think you're only going on a short hike.
Yeah, it's easy to underestimate how much time you might spend outdoors, especially when you're surrounded by such incredible scenery.
Exactly.
Anything else we should remind our listener to pack?
Bug spray.
Oh, yeah.
Especially during those summer months, Alaskan mosquitoes can be fierce.
Oh, I bet.
And don't forget sunscreen, even on cloudy days. The sun can be strong at higher elevations and on the water.
Okay, so we've got layers, comfortable shoes, hiking boots, a map and compass, extra water, snacks, bug spray, sunscreen, anything else.
If you're planning on taking pictures, make sure you have a waterproof case for your camera or phone,
Hmm.
and extra batteries and memory cards. You don't want to miss capturing those incredible Alaskan moments.
Right. And if you're planning on using your phone for navigation or taking pics, a portable charger is essential. You might not always have access to outlets, especially if you're spending a lot of time outdoors.
Good point.
Any last-minute tips before we wrap up this deep dive?
Just one. Bring your sense of adventure. Juneau is a place where you can really disconnect from the world and embrace the wild beauty of Alaska. Be open to new experiences, try new things, and most importantly, have fun.
I love that. Embrace the adventure, try new things, and have fun. That's the perfect way to end this. So what does this all mean for our listener?
It means Juneau is a destination that truly offers something for everyone. Nature enthusiast, thrill seeker, history buff, foodie, you're going to find something to love in this incredible city. And with a little planning and preparation, you can have a truly unforgettable trip to Juneau, Alaska.
Exactly. We've explored those must-see attractions, the hidden gems, the culinary delights, even those practical tips to help you make the most of your trip. So what's calling to you? What part of this deep dive sparked your interest the most? The breathtaking glaciers, the incredible wildlife, the delicious food, or maybe the chance to experience a unique culture? Whatever it is, we hope this deep dive has given you the information and inspiration you need to start planning your own adventure to Juneau, Alaska.